Good morning everyone, welcome to my channel. So very excited. The new prompt for the Roxy Creations is wearable. Now I've been sitting on this jacket for about a month as I've wanted to embroider, stitch, do something on a jacket for this coming winter. Now I went out on an op shop video and I took you guys along and I found, remember the one? I found absolutely nothing. I went to 3 op shops immediately around me. It was just nothing. And in the back of my mind, I think I said at the very beginning of that video, if I could come across a denim jacket, I'd be super stoked because I'd like to have a go at slow stitching, embroidering, thread painting. Let me come up a little bit. A jacket. And of course, I didn't find anything. And I sort of put it down to Queensland is just a hot place. And jackets are pretty hard to find at the best of times in the op shops. We just don't seem to wear many of them. But there are these cold, chilly nights occasionally. So often I've got a short sleeve t-shirt on and I just throw something lightweight. Now, I did own a jacket. I do own a denim jacket, but I love it to bits and I wasn't game to stitch into it because I love the shape and cut of it. So I thought I'm going to get a second one and that will be my base. So when the girls announced that they were going to do wearables, I thought, yep, do it. Because after I went through the op shops, couldn't find anything. I then went to the local shopping centre and I started, I think at Kmart, Target, Big W, because they sell denim jackets for about $20 to $15, $30. Could not find my size, could not even find the stock. They were only in major stores, not the little store. It was just such a palaver. So I started creeping up to the Millers, the Katies, the Suzannes. Nothing. They just didn't fit right. I was so disappointed. And then I finally found a denim jacket in a no-name shop that fit me right. The sales lady was lovely. And yeah, I paid way too much, which just, oh gosh. You know when you pay good money for something and then you're going to alter it or cut it up or use it and it sort of sits for a bit because you think, what am I doing? Is this even worth it? Well, that's what's happened to the jacket. So it's been sitting to one side in my bedroom thinking, I will do it. It'd be a great project. I'd thoroughly enjoy it. But what if I jigger it up? What if I put the wrong colours on? I'm pretty finicky when it comes to clothes anyway. So to do all that work in it and never wear it would just be such a shame because it's a great jacket to start with without me mucking it up. Oh, I tell you. So I got the jacket out, because the girls said it's wearable. And if the girls said I've got to do it, I've got to do it. Oh, boy. So, enough yibby yabbering. The colour scheme. Oh, if you guys are going to do a jacket, good luck picking a colour scheme. It's really tricky because you don't want to jigger it up. So the first thing I did was I grabbed all of my fabrics that are vintage and thought, well, I definitely want some floral on it. And I thought I'll just start going through it, have a look at the base fabric on my denim and be honest with myself and say, well, will I actually wear it if there's yellow flowers all over it? Probably not. So that's the logic I'm going to apply. I love that tone on denim. I don't mind that. And the theory would be cutting elements out and stitching them on. What else is on here? I don't know. Would I wear it? Love those big leaves there. The other thing is the jacket. I don't know if I've made this hard for myself, but the jacket has a lot of detail in it. If I'd got one of the cheaper ones like I'd hoped to, these panels are often very plain through here. Well, I've got all this business going on. So, and look, even the shoulder has a little yoke cut into it. I probably could have, you know, had one without that. Or is that an opportunity? Yeah, let's view it as an opportunity that something could be in there. But I sort of don't want it to look like a Western jacket either. Oh, I don't know. This is not easy. Like, it's one thing to make clothes. No, we're not doing paisleys, but it so would work. What about French General? What's in the French General? Oh, look, let's just peruse and think before one gets down a rabbit. I love those colours. Imagine those colours on the jacket. I think that's better than that. So let's do that. We'll have this as one side. See, I'd really like to bring a bit of lace into it. So maybe that's not a bad option. I'm using this panel for my winter Stitch the Seasons. So it would be interesting, wouldn't it? I'm stitching the seasons and then I'm also putting some of this onto a jacket. I think if I'm going to wear the jacket, I need to keep it as neutral as possible, which brings me to this red fabric. As much as it's stunning and I love it, and doesn't it pop on the denim, would I wear it? It might be a bit leery for me. And says the girl that wears brightly coloured tunics. You know, you throw them over a little black singlet and they're drapey and they're cool to wear in this heat, in this oppressive heat that we have in Queensland at the moment. But I think winter I tend to wear, you know, denim jeans, black shirts with a denim jacket, or white with denim, and I sort of get quite neutral, I guess, in winter. Like, I love that too. See, it all works, doesn't it? Like, the pink and the blue. See, that's very me. Pinks and blues. That's a pretty piece. Imagine that cut out and drifting. You know, work him into the bottom of the seam. Fussy cut all this out and work it up the back of the jacket. That would be super cool. I could still put lace into it. There's some little bits. Are there little bits? A few little bits for little areas. So, you know, the other thing that's catching my eye is these two colours together, the white and the turquoise. It's not bad, is it? The other idea I've got rolling around in my head too is a scarf. And I've got so many bridal-y type fabrics that layers and layers of that on something like a base of some description, I think would be stunning if you just had a plain jacket or a plain black one, and then have this gorgeous sequiny, lacy, you know, yummy. Yeah, look. Let me grab my tray. See, this, I've got a heap of this fabric, laces and things. That would be super cool as a scarf. Just pulling out all of these little elements. Otherwise, I'm thinking, yeah, you know, it's not a bad idea. Let me just mull this around a bit. Oh my goodness sake. See, I've got some of this. Maybe these types of fabrics could be used as the base on something soft. See, these two would be gorgeous on a denim jacket. Look at that. Working white laces in and stitching them on. See the problem? This is why this jacket has sat for a month in the back of my mind of what I would stitch and do with it. And I just haven't filmed it because I can't decide. The other idea is I really love the fabrics that are in this. And I thought I would so wear a jacket that has lots of slow stitch patches on it, and then go in and layer the lace over it and just build it up like a true slow stitch. Yeah, see, that then rules out the whole flower thing. Maybe I can find a flower that lays over all of that, so I still get that floral element. Not this one, but, well, it probably would work, wouldn't it? Look at that. Just to break up the checks and the... Okay. Oh, my goodness, guys. Good luck deciding. Anyone who knows exactly what they're going to do and races to the cupboard and grabs out exactly the piece of fabric, I'm not using that. That's not going to be used. This is still in play for a bit of fun and colour. This is inspiration, and I'm just going to throw some lace out. I don't know where it'll lead. Gosh, I'm going to need like 12 jackets. This is a beautiful piece of upholstery fabric. You can even see where it's come off of a chair. And I am going to stitch that one day in the fleur wood style. It's going to be a big piece. I'm going to frame it. It's going to win multiple awards around the world. It's just beautiful. It's just one of those pieces that, I don't know, am I hoarding it? Will I do it? Oh, hello, here we go. Now this, there should be a bigger piece in here. This is part of a fabric linen range that Adair's. They're in Australia, and they do homewares. And Susanna bought a quilt and then divided it all up, and it became the base for multitudes of projects. So she sent me a couple bits and pieces, and then she went and did some more packs, and I ended up scoring a what do you call it, think, put it over your pillow slip. But she did take one of the critters that was here to finish off her packs, and then sent me the remaining pillow slip. But I'm going to say that the fabric's probably a little bit lightweight for what I want to do, but that would be beautiful. Some animals on your jacket. Would I wear it? Don't know. I love the colours, but would I wear it? No. Gee, I love the colours. Too small, too small. Some of these, like, look at that. Look at that on a jacket. Oh, see that print's too small. I love that. But you know I love red. That brings me to French fabrics and French General and France. I wear a fair bit of red, like a pink. Would that work in with it? Might do. Oh, I don't know, guys. This is tricky. It's tricky. No pastels. So that's pretty fabric too. That would work, you know, those types of colours over a denim jacket. Beautiful. No. Nope. Well, that's the fabric I used in spring, the magnolias. There's a bird, I think, on this. See, yeah. Look at this bird. Hummingbird. Look at the colours just in that. If you were just to use that as your colour palette, how pretty is that? See, I sort of do have a bit of a theme happening here without even realising, don't I? See, the other question is, do you do something that is very uniformed, like it's just patches of a cluster of fabrics, just like this, boro stitched on, and then a few little highlighty things here and there? Or do you go crazy and you see jackets around that have the word love written on here, and then there's a random envelope here and a random bird here. Like, it's an eclectic gathering of morsels of, you know, it's like those patch jackets that were big in the 80s where everyone was collecting patches and stitching them on. It's sort of that sort of thing. So the bird would go on, a flower would go on, and then a rabbit would go on, and then more flowers. Like, it's an eclectic collection of images is another way to approach it. Would you wear it? That's the question. Would you wear it? That's beautiful fabric. It's one that Susanna picked up at Gail's Patchwork Emporium just recently. Softs. No, that's too softs. No. There's some old ones from Purveyor of Textiles and Susanna and goodness knows where and op shops and yeah, no. This one here I got from Susanna when I very first met her, came across her channel. I bought one of her packs that she was turning this into a heart, and I've just kept the fabric because I love it. I love that. See how it's got a shine about it? So if you were doing an eclectic jacket where it was a swoosh of so many different things like this would be good. You could work into it. Oh gosh, guys, this is so hard, isn't it? What have we got here? Just some more fabrics that came in packs. Nope. More fabric. I guess I'm looking for the holy grail, aren't I? Am I looking for that one piece that sets me off on a tangent, gives me my theme, the style? I think I've narrowed it down to three styles. A style where it's just layer upon layer upon layer of a base colour palette with embellishing. An eclectic gathering of all sorts of bits and pieces. Technicolor coat, we'll call it. Bits and pieces like your birds and flowers, more flowers, things like that. Well, what was the third one? I've already forgotten. Oh my goodness. Maybe I've forgotten for a reason and it's gone. I don't know. I don't want a fabric that's too lightweight. I feel like I want animals on my jacket. Do I want animals? I don't know if I want a big rabbit or anything, but I'm rather partial to birds. Gee, they're pretty, aren't they? They're just little. Gosh, all I see is hundreds of projects. Just, oh my goodness. I've got to stop buying fabric. Will I have enough time in my life to stitch everything I want to stitch? Oh my goodness, there's so much. And I've only got one box, but I can just see enjoyment in all of those fabrics. Look at this. This has caught my eye. So I'm sort of thinking scarf now. I like this because it's so lightweight. What if this was the start of the scarf? See how the design is whipping up the fabric? That, I think, could be sliced up into strips to be the base of a scarf. I don't like big, thick scarves. They have to be lightweight because we just don't get cold enough, basically. So what if we were to cut that about so wide into, see, I'd get 3 pieces out of that. And this would be the base of a scarf. What lineal length would that give me? Gosh, now we're going off on another tangent. Will this jacket ever get done? I don't know. The scarf's probably safe. I won't feel so bad that I've completely destroyed a jacket, which I never wear. Oh, I reckon whatever comes of the jacket, whatever I choose, I think it'll be pretty safe. It's not going to be out there, I don't think, because I don't think I'll wear it. Anyway, 59 centimetres or 23 inches. So that would be 69 inches lineal length if I was to cut this. So where's 60? There's 60. It only goes as big as 60, which is 1.5 meters. Oh, that's heaps. And then I could wrap it around my neck if I wanted. Yeah, that's heaps. Okay. Ugh. Got this thing strapped around my neck here. Hang on. All right, beautiful. I'm thinking this is going to be the start of my scarf. I'm going to cut it into 3 strips, join them together. I'm then going to have to go and find a base, but I want it to be really lightweight, and I don't think calico is going to do it. I think it needs to be even softer. So I'm going to have to go hunting, maybe a cheesecloth or something, because by the time I add layers to this, so I'm picturing going through all my laces and just piecing bits and pieces on, but it's got to remain soft. Otherwise it'll be this big stiff thing around my neck, and trying to fit that then under a collar. See, I wonder if things like that could then go on to make this. Okay, let's just put those 3 pieces aside. See, little things like that could be stitched on, but it's got to be lightweight. It's got to be soft and flowy, otherwise it won't sit under a collar. I think I've got to the bottom of my barrel here for fabrics. Let me just pop them back in. Where's Honey Bear? I really enjoyed her dress, the colour scheme that she wore in the last project of the Roxy. Let's go get Honey Bear. If I'm going to do a patchy this type of thing, probably Honey Bear's dress be worth perusing. This is what I'd call safe for me. A denim jacket with those sorts of colours worked into it. Patchy. Like, I'm just getting up to get Honey Bear. Here she. Get out of the way. Move. Okay. Honey Bear. See, all of this. Wouldn't that be nice on a jacket? I would wear that if I had a bit of glam on it. See, just that there has inspired me. The other thing too is it'd allow me to bring my crochet elements in, and I love all my crochet bits. See, now I'm back. That's gone. Okay, gone. Honey Bear, thank you. Because I've got, oh, I can't put a crazy butt because it's very blingy. See this? I haven't used any of my trims to any great degree. And maybe there's an opportunity that some of these pieces get stitched. Look at that. I'm going to put, oh goodness me, this fabric away. I don't think I'm going to do the random gathering of random items, bird, postcard, letter, flower. You know, you think it is stitched on. We're not going to do that because I don't think I'd wear it. It'll be too much for me. I'll come back in another video where I explore a scarf. But I need to get some more fabric, so I'll come back in another video for that, because I think I'd like to see, where's my jacket? See, look at that. Okay, let's pretend we've got a collar happening here. This fabric I think will be perfect, you know, as my base. Let's just see, I could probably even break it down into 4. Would be wide enough. And then if it, you know, scallops around the front, gosh, I'm going to have to keep it lightweight, but otherwise it'd be sitting out from me like really stiff. But that would be beautiful hanging over a jacket. And I work pieces like that in. And I could even revisit this. Once that was fussy cut out. Or just stay within the bridal fabrics to use them. I think, I don't know. So I even like that as the highlight on that. So I do a base. Where's Honey Bear? So I do a base of, see this section here? I love that. I do a base of all these fabrics, you know, and then I look at a highlighting feature, like maybe on my back of my jacket or on my shoulders, and it be something like that, fussy cut out and laid over it. That's got possibilities. I'm working on the panel. Well, I've actually just finished filming it. It's see, I've got all these linens still. A panel that Susanna designed, vintage, all the villages, which is going to be the base of her retreat. And I've stitched one for her. And all of those fabrics are still sitting to one side in a stack. And when I walked in here this morning, they really drew my eye, and a heap of them appeared in this. And then I was like, oh, my little caddy from Jennifer Clouston, her little pattern. I see, I love the mustards. Embroidery onto it. So you can, it's just my colours, isn't it? They're colours that I wear. I'm either into the navies, the blues and the creams, or I'm into the pinks. Okay. Where are we at? Gosh. Honey Bear, you're the brave one here. You've got yourself an outfit already. So I do like this idea of adding gold and trim. I think that would look a bit special. And I think that is a nice additive with plaids, checks and stripes. Yeah, and that, will I wear it? I think I will. I even like this. I really love to incorporate some flowers. I think I'm going to put this fabric away, guys. But we know it's there. What if... This is definitely a project. We're going to be doing a scarf using those bridal fabrics, but I just need to find a base. So I'll come back to you with that. Oh, there was a scarf I bought in France. I bought a blue one and a beige one. They're like a cheesecloth. They're not here in Brisbane with me. They are up at Burrum. I wonder if I could get Gaz to find it in the cupboards to bring it back. Gosh, see, another example of so much of my craft room is now merged to Burrum. But I'm in Brisbane for the next few weeks because I'm getting this property ready for sale so that we can finally move to Burrum. And my husband's at Burrum getting that property ready with sheds and fences and grass and turf, which none of which has been achieved yet, only a shed, so that the dogs can go up and then this place can be finally, you know, tarted up, ready for sale without having to rambunctious lunatic dogs racing around annoying people. So we've sort of got this 8-week period of getting one property ready and another property ready so that we can sort of flip ourselves out, but, you know, be ready for sale. So the craft room pretty much got packed up and sent with the bare basics left behind. So I'm sort of now thinking I need those scarves, which are in a box labelled Future Ideas, France. And they were like a see-through-y, cheeseclothy, but they had like little sequins on them, and they might be, yeah, no, I don't think I'll bother. I think I'm going to make this my base. And maybe I can find a lightweight cotton sheet and use that as my backing. It's got to be thin. You can see how thin that is. Well, you can't see how thin it is. But anyway, I'll get back to you on this, the scarf. That'll be a bit of fun. Now this, Honey Bear. Gosh, I wish I could take, Honey Bear wouldn't miss it. I wish I could cut that panel out right there. Love the bird. I think that fabric's back down here. And stitch, take that and pop it onto the back of the jacket. Maybe that's where I start, the back of the jacket, exploring a big area and then drift to the front with little morsels. So you imagine, Honey Bear, you won't miss this bit. Give it up, Honey Bear. She's like flipping around here going, what are you doing? You're pulling my dress to bits. No, we're not. We're just admiring it. See, oh, guys, then I could do a crocheted bottom edge like that. Imagine, sorry, you can't see. Imagine that edge on the back of the jacket or coming around a portion of the jacket. Oh, gosh, guys. Okay. We're going there. We're going there. So I need to gather all of my checks, which are randomly sitting across the room over there in a couple piles. Okay, I need to put together a storyboard and a palette. And I've got an empty container from my summer stitchery. Hang on, guys. Hold that thought. Okay. So this container, I had all of my Stitch the Season colour palette in it. But I've finished that. You guys are still watching it, but I've finished it. It's done. And in here I had like reds and blues and pinks and yellows and things like that of the cottons. And it was fantastic because it's a great way of controlling your project. I could easily see it. I could just grab as needed. So what I think I'm going to do is do that again and build in here the ideas for my jacket, and then everything's together. Honey Bear, you are going to be the inspiration. It'd be lovely too. I've got these fabrics like that one there came from Rachel in a pack, and I've only got some tiny little bits left, and it'd be lovely to stitch it onto something that's with me all the time. See, then I can put tatting on. Okay. All right, I'm going to jump up and grab the, let's get that back down a bit, grab the fabrics that I think might suit. I'm going to grab that bird fabric. Even if I don't put a bird on, I think it'll suit. What else have I got? I've got a container of scraps. I also will need some doily bits. I'm going to grab my French fabric. Might be something in there that suits, like that one. Okay. All right. So these are the little bits left from when I did the Susanna project. So let's just have a rummage through. I don't think I want to go down the whole green, too much green. I just want to stay. in the neutrals, what I class as neutrals. So that'll be blue. See, that's some of Gaz's. That's a shirt that I pilfered out of his cupboard and cut up. I think that's a good one. Navy. So I'm going to put that in my little box. Gosh, I got a mess here already. That I class as neutral. Those earthy tones. Could probably sneak a little bit of that. Maybe I do the blues and the neutrals. Oh, did anyone watch Catherine's log cabin, the wonky log cabin? She put the video up Wednesday. K9N, I believe, is her channel. Cloth tails. Oh my goodness. Isn't it just... So I don't mind that fabric. Maybe I need to bring... See that there? It just breaks up. Just... Oh, that's beautiful. I remember doing log cabins a fair bit when I was quilting. I used to love them because you didn't have to think. Then I did a couple log cabins in the style of Catherine's where you hand sew them. I did the vintage sewing techniques with Susanna last year. I did a log cabin there where I actually hand sewed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it because my log cabins prior had all been on the sewing machine. And I haven't looked at my dear sewing machine for so long that it was refreshing to get back into a quilt pattern and enjoy, you know, a log cabin for a change. See, I class that as a neutral. Imagine a big log cabin on your jacket. Would I wear it? Probably not, but gee, I'd love making it. But it could work if the back of your jacket had one of your favourite patches. Make a patch that was a quilt patch. What am I saying? A block is the word. Oh, I love that. Okay, so now I've got all these fabrics that are floral, but I just don't know if they're where I want to go. I feel like I've been using those a lot lately for different projects. Oh, there's another little check. I think the floral element just needs to cool its heels for a bit. And if I did go down that path, it'd be something as just a small element. Yeah, there's no checks in there. So I'm going to go as far as to say they need to be popped away in the cupboard. These bits here were random. I'll put that guy in, but he's probably a bit green. But sometimes you need that random colour to lift. But those are definites. They can go back into my scrap bucket pile. So scrap bucket pile is this one, where it's just a gathering. Oh, see, this piece, when you watch the series of Village Life, which is stitching the panel for Susanna, the girls at the retreat will see it first, and then when we get back from the retreat, at the end of March, April, Susanna releases her panel on her website and everyone can grab one, and then I'll start the series where I use these fabric tones to stitch the villages, embellish the villages. And this piece was rolling around on that panel all the way through, and it just never found a home there. It went in about 4 or 5 different locations. It just never, and I've got a bigger piece of this fabric. It does look good on that, doesn't it? I think I just like the lines, you know. It's, yeah, I just love the rose outline. Oh, look. There we go. Did you recognise that? That's part of a fabric pack I got from Rachel, and it's, oh, she's right. It's just a beautiful piece of fabric. Gorgeous. Not ready to use and lose it. There's a little bit of those fabrics. So I wonder what's in here that could be. This is like snippets from my world of stitching for the last 2 years, just little bits, sort of building up a bit of a colour palette without really realising you've got a colour palette. So I've got some painted fabrics in there from when I did the Fleur Woods piece. A little bit of French fabric. Okay, all right, so let's pop that away. Now, let's have a look at this. I love some of these flowers. I've played with one of these birds on Honey Bear's dress. And I've got this bird here has been cut out and it's sitting with my autumn panel for Stitch the Seasons. And I'm thinking about using that in that project. But there are other birds here, and this little bird here is on Honey Bear's dress. That's this one. So if I decided that a bird or birds was going to be a feature, this would probably be the panel of fabric I'd go to. And it would also bring in some elements I could use as some floral embellishments. Like that would be beautiful on that jacket in amongst. So I'm going to keep that in amongst the checks, the plaids. So I'm going to cut out, see this too, I don't mind. That. I'm going to nibble that out. Let's make a decision. For goodness sakes, girls, cut some fabric. I saw ages ago a lady on a, you know, those reels that pop up and you flick them and you go 10 seconds at a time through lots and lots of imagery. A lady had a jacket on and all that was on it was, where's a pen? Like, that's paint. Whoa. Whoa. It could have been disastrous. I need a white pen. Don't have a white pen. Or do I? What's this? White marking pen. Does it come off? Iron away. All right. I'll show you what this jacket was. And it just has stayed in my mind. So if you really like Japanese Boro, Boro stitching, and you just want to do something simple. Where's this flower? Sort of, you could use something like that as inspiration. And it was like, I'll cover this for sure. I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. It's like if you were to, is this even going to work? Just draw. Is that going to show up? Nope. Just bear with me, guys. I'd say it's just not activating. Like I can see it's coming out, but I suppose it's drying in a shape. Well, it's, you do your drawing of your flowers. You pick a style of flower. And then you just, with white running stitch it in. You can't even see it. All right. I hadn't tried that pen out. It's a Clover. Someone recommended it, but so far I'm not digging it. Let me grab a piece of calico. At least we can see that. So all over the jacket. I think she came in from the shoulder, the lapel area, and she just, where's this flower? I need some inspiration, guys. She just did simple shapes of flowers. Just kept it simple. And once she sort of worked out that, she just built on it. So she'd then do, let's do that. That's a nice flower. She'd then do versions of that same flower. I'm going to change my style of flower, you watch, because I'm not concentrating enough on my imagery. So she just meandered around her jacket and just did variations of a similar style. And then she stitched it all in white thread. It was stunning. It drifted, I'm sure, over her shoulder and down the lapel. Little ones, big ones, short ones. I don't think she had any leaves in it. I think she just kept it tight, compact with all of these floral, you know, stitchery. So that could be an idea too. Oh, look, it appeared. Okay, so it's got to dry. So that's another thing. Wherever I get to, you know, out on the outskirts of a piece that's clustered with lots of fabrics, we could do a little bit of line drawing like that, and then with white thread, stitch it. It's very effective. Have I got any white thread? I reckon if I go and throw a needle and thread into this jacket, it'll make me more inclined to forget that it's a nice jacket that I'm unsure if I want to use or not, or keep, or... So I'm going to actually do a bit of stitching. What the hang? Just use it, girl. You only got it in the cupboard and you're sitting there looking at it. Gone off on a tangent now. Do I even have a needle? For goodness sakes. Don't think I do have my needles here. All right, guys. I'm going to pause it for a second. I'll be back. Oh, there's 15 minutes left. Seriously? Won't be long. Okay, I'm back. Now, a needle goes through. So this was another thing. How easy is it to stitch on a denim jacket? One doesn't want to be hurting one's hands because they're stitching on a denim jacket. That thread, I think, will go into my stash for the, you know, this, we'll call this a storyboard. I'll put that piece of bird fabric in there. I might even just throw that in, like a bit of inspiration that can go in. Let me just finish cutting out this bird because the girl got sidetracked. And that flower. Even if it doesn't end up on the piece, it won't matter, but because maybe I can use the flower or the bird or a leaf as inspiration. So we've got a bit of a floral thing happening. Let's just quickly feel what it's like to stitch a denim jacket. Just with a running stitch, I'm thinking. Just keep it loose. Isn't the best part of starting a project thrashing around all the ideas? And I think if I keep the jacket pretty fluid and not thoroughly lock in on a certain style, it'll just feel like such an adventure then. You know, if I was to pick one piece of fabric, stitch the fabric onto the jacket and then fabric paint those flowers, I think I'd be like, oh, there's no adventure happening there. So I think I'm going to try and keep this particular project pretty loose so that I can meander through different ideas. But I'm hoping the colour palette I've chosen, so it's not too bad going through, will keep it wearable, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to wear it. just hangs in the cupboard. It'd be such a shame. My mannequin too is free. I took off that French, not French, whatever, the seamstress panel, and I'm working on that from the last Roxy treasure hunt project. Actually, I think you watched that video yesterday. It's Saturday. Yeah, I've taken it off the mannequin. So now I can use my mannequin to literally hold my jacket, which is what a mannequin's really meant for. Gosh, it's worked out well, hasn't it? I've now got my mannequin free. I can pop my jacket on there. I can pin to it like a seamstress would. I need to turn that around. See, I think that's very effective. Got a nice sharp needle, but it's not a little needle. It probably could be dropped down in thickness a little to slither through fabrics. Well, I think I'll be doing a bit of this. Simple flower. I'll finish the flower, we'll leave it there, and if I cover it up, I cover it up. I can always unpick it. If it stays and becomes part of the meandering around this thing, I guess that's okay. Feels good to have at least started, because it's like, you know when you get those projects where you know you want to do it, but for some reason you have a bit of apprehension? As soon as the girls announced Wearable, I looked at that thing and I was like, right, that's it. Get over here. It's like the wild Brumby that you've been meaning to break in and use on your farm. But you just know it's going to be such a journey. It'll either be enjoyable or it won't. That's how I felt. Oh, look at this tag in my way. You're gone. The store that I got this from was City Chic for the Australian ladies. Beautifully. They're based in New South Wales. They specialise in clothing for girls that are, you know, bigger shoulders, bigger busts, big hips. Like, you know, they're not that standard fit that you get in a lot of the clothes shops. So sometimes it's hard to find clothes to fit you. And it was the only denim jacket that fit me across the shoulders, because I got very broad shoulders. I look like a swimmer. And then my waist comes in from there. So often things hang like a bit of a bag around my waist because of my broad shoulders. I finished that off, didn't I? Yeah, so the ones that I did try on some of those other shops, they just look like massive bags. And, you know, when you're wearing warm clothes, it's bad enough when you're layering up. You feel like you're being smothered. Gosh, I hope all that was on camera. So I'm just doing simple running stitch in my classic crochet cotton that I always use. So I've got a label, yeah, number 8, just a cream crochet cotton. Heaps of different brands out there. Well, we've made a start. We have a colour palette. Thanks, Honey Bear. We've got a cluster of fabrics that I feel inspired with and I feel safe with. There's a high likelihood I would wear this jacket with those fabrics. I will be able to work in there my love of lace as well. And I would say I can even add into that colour palette my French laces, which would be just a bit special, wouldn't it? Okay, so let's trim that. Now, there you go. Just a simple flower, and then in the centre do something. A button, satin stitch, yeah, anything. A linen button would be beautiful. That'd be a bit special. Here's one sitting on this little pouch. See these? A little linen button. Let's go get a linen button. Do I have a linen button? I don't know if I do. I think they're at Barham, for goodness sakes. Beads. Oh my goodness. So anyway, let's get back to building our colour palette, our plan. In here, we've got some birds and some floral elements. We'll leave it at that for now. Otherwise, if I go digging any further, it'll just get out of control. But that's our features, neutrals and blues. In there, I want to put some bling, because I have a feeling I could be adventurous like Honey Bear's dress and do some bling. I think they are very safe. That allows me to bring gold thread in as well. Oh, seriously, like it's just over the top, isn't it? We'll see. We'll put it in there, whether it gets used. How far do we dig into this? A little bit. Oh gosh. Down you go into a rabbit hole in there. Let's just pull our little snouts out of that. Put that one in. Oh, look at that. I love that mint. No, that's enough. Oh, look at that. That's black. That's enough. Put it away. Goodness sakes. Now, let's go down the French fabrics. I don't think there's anything in here, to be honest, because it's all reds. Oh, imagine pieces of that stitched on. Oh, we'll put that in the flower section. Maybe that would bring a little bit of glamour as well. That's enough. Stop putting your nose in there. Now, French fabrics, French laces. Let's have a look through this. Is there anything in this stash? Cherubs. My jacket's not that big. I don't want to cut it. These are like bigger pieces. Tatting. Perfect colour. In there. I have some that I've nibbled into. I've got some tatting that's been cut. Oh, when I went to France, I bought trims. Oh my goodness. Look, I can't get the container out. Look at this. So are we getting crazy? I think we are. Put it away. Look at that. Oh, just for a colour scheme. Those two colours. Oh, put it away. Put it away. Put it away. Stop it. All right. This one's the tray we need. We just want some fine little morsels of lace. And I'm not going to put the whole lot in here. I'm just going to put... I think I used this, actually. Hang on, hold the horses. Yeah, I did. Oh, it's a different one. See? Delicate. The girl doesn't do delicate very often. Okay, just winding it back up because it's got to... I've lost track of time. I'm sure I'm coming close to that hour. Oh, geez, Louise. Put that in there. Oh, we'll put that in there. Right, that's enough. I know where they live. Don't be... But this is just going to keep me focused on the task. Oh, look at that tiny little piece. Put that in there. And that one. All right, that's it. Stop. Now the last thing I want to add is a crocheted doily morsel. Like something like that. See, they're the edges I get off pieces. And, you know, stitch it on the bottom of the jacket. Oh, I love all that. I know I've got some bigger runs of it. This one's got a corner here. So maybe that could be used. Oh, we're going off on a tangent again, for goodness sakes. Let's just pin it on. It'll make me feel better. Where's this corner? Maybe the corner can be used, you know, to get us around the corner of the jacket. Oh. I do like that. Pins, we'll just pin it. Then I can sit it on the mannequin, think about it. We could even replace those buttons, couldn't we? They will leave a nasty hole because they've punched through, but we could patch the hole with some fabric and slow stitching and then pop on there a button. Gee, that's thick. Whether this will not hang properly. See, it's different when your piece is lying on your table and then you go and stand up with it and gravity does something weird to, you know, your lace. So this might be a silly idea. But we're just going to pin it on because it's setting the mood. I'm going to have some vintage crocheting bits and bobs on my jacket. They might only be around the base. They might come up the front. Who knows? See, we've got these. Oh, see, this edge could have something on it. Couldn't it? It's not the right thing, but that would look a bit cool. Oh my goodness. Down the rabbit hole we go. We're now stitching onto clothing. I knew it was coming. Like, there's only so many wall hangings and pouches and things that we can make. So we're always thinking about other ideas, especially the YouTube presenter world. And on my Facebook, TikTok-y, whatever those reels are, all the kids are getting into stitching clothes and things like that. So it's just been, I guess, dancing through my world. And my husband's always like, why don't you make something for clothing, you know, stitching things that are in the cupboard, at least you're stitching clothing. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but you've got to wear it. There's no use putting all that effort in. I suppose you could sell it. I have seen from time to time denim jackets where someone's enhanced them and then that's got a stain on it. It's bad enough when I eat food myself and stain clothes. The last thing I need is a piece of lace that's already stained. Oh, I do enough slopping of my own food. Yeah, my husband's been banging on for years about you should do clothing and embroider clothing and then sell it, but it's the sheer amount of time that goes into such a project, and then do you ever get your money's worth? There used to be a shop, it might be still there, at Mount Tambourine. It's a touristy area west of the Gold Coast. Up, and you go up a hill, it's beautiful, and from up there you can see to the west to central Queensland, and then to the east to the ocean and the Gold Coast, hinterland. It's just beautiful. There was a shop there that used to sell all sorts of things that you would use in your homeware, decorating, trims if you're doing lamps, fringing, and they used to have a rack of jackets that were embroidered, embellished with all sorts of things, like what we're all doing. like Honey Bear's dress, but probably more crocheted bits stitched on. And oh, geez, I used to love looking at them. Every time we'd go up, every year or so, we'd go for a drive. And they were selling for like close to $500. And you seriously would need to, because of the sheer amount of time that would have gone into that piece. So I totally get it. But I don't know, I'd see similar pieces there for over a year. And I'm thinking, well, if no one's buying it, you sort of have to sell that one piece here and there. See, that corner is no good to me. Let's get rid of it. I don't know if this piece will stay or not on here, but I feel like I'm achieving something. Gives me time to percolate, doesn't it? Think about it. And that piece I just cut off that had the stain. No, we don't want that. All right. Okay. Well, look, we've achieved something. The only thing is I need to see how that performs hanging out. And you know what? Is it the right side to do it? Because look here, we've just thought of a plumbing issue. Oops, just knocked my pins. Is it the actual right side to do it? Do you put it there because the buttons come over and you cover it? But do I ever button it up? No, I don't. Let's be honest. It's summer, it's winter, and it's never that cold. So I would have this open to let air flow. So I could do that comfortably and it'd be okay. I actually like it. I've only just started and I already like it. Oh, I feel better knowing that I've got a direction. All right, guys, I better say goodbye and leave you all alone. I've at least got my palette sorted. It's a little bit of same for me, but you know, everyone loves their colour schemes. I think it works well with denim. I can be whimsical with some of these little florally inspirational elements. I've got a bit of bling because a girl needs a little bit of bling, a little bit of lace. So there you go. All right, guys. And that's before I even throw a bottle of pearls in there. Goodness, could you imagine? We'll sit the pearls in the middle. There we go. Done. One denim jacket planned. And I will come back in the next video with the scarf. And we'll get it started, how we're going to proceed with it and, yeah, move it forward a little bit. All right, guys. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.